Top of the morning folks, today from the Reddit Rainforest. What's your worst wingman moment? I was flirting with this girl in a bar, we'll call her Jill, but her friend Beth was totally killing the mood, being negative and generally bringing the table down. At one point, I turned to my buddy sitting next to me and said, I wish we could get Beth to leave, so we'd have a shot with Jill. My buddy shrugs his shoulders, picks up his beer and blatantly pours it all over Beth. Not spills. Picks it up and pours it down her chest and into her lap. The entire table sits there stunned for a second. Then Jill looks at me and says, you were just talking to him. Did you ask him to do that? Before I can reply, my friend just quips, yup, his idea. Well, I need another beer. Anyone else? Before getting up and heading to the bar. Needless to say, things did not work out with Jill. My wingman blew it for me once. Freshman year of college. We went to a party in our dorm. The floor below, the girl who was running the party I had a crush on and wanted to hook up with, her clingy best friend was there, and my friend was supposed to keep her occupied just by talking to her or whatever while I flirted with the roommate. It was working out great, and by the end of the night it was just me, the girl I liked, my roommate, and the clingy girl left at the party. Clingy girl left. My roommate goes okay bye and proceeds to stay in the room with us. Even after 2 hours of subtle hits to him, he stayed in the room. Eventually it hit 3 AM and she could sense that he was not going to leave and heads to bed. We both leave. I have used this line before. Hey, friend. What time is it? I do not know / it's X o'clock. Oh really? Wow . So you should probably get the duck out of here now, hey? Then again, I'm not subtle. Hey, do not you have some business to attend to right now? What business might that be? I do not really care what it is, but you really must go attend to it. I had a roommate that was that stupid. So this one night I invite over this girl I had just started hanging out with to watch a movie. Normally when my roommate was at home we would spend like 80% of his time in his room on his computer. But no, he comes out and is like, oh cool, what movie are you guys watching? The girl gets up to go to the bathroom and he ducking sits down in her spot next to me on the couch. She comes back and has to sit by herself on the other couch. Yes, that's right, there was a totally empty couch when my roommate sat down. Eventually I got up and sat with her on the other couch, but he just proceeded to sit there and watch the whole ducking movie. I said something to him later and he apparently didn't realize what he was doing. I don't know how you can be that obtuse though. Then there was the time. Different girl. He followed us into my bedroom and kept talking for like 10 minutes. Although this time I think he might have been doing it intentionally. I was friends with this really great guy and had been single for a while and was fairly shy / quiet, so I decided to help him out. One night, we went to Applebee's for dinner and I left his number for the waitress. But it was him, my 2 kids, and myself. I realized after we left what it probably looked like to the waitress. We both laughed, though. I tried to set him up with every single female friend I had. Feed meet him, hang out with him, and then tell me, "He's great, but it's not going to go anywhere." I figured I had stupid friends. Well, one day, one of them breaks it down for me. The reason no one wanted to go for him is that, to him, he'd always be second to me. I figured I had crackhead friends. Until one night, one thing led to another. 3 months later, we moved in together, and a year later we got married. I was working for a theme park as a show host, as well as being part of their technical team. This theme park, like many other smaller parks, outsources its main stage shows to one of a number of companies that specialize in that. These companies then hire people from across the country and set them up in an apartment. The regular employees had, of course, a welcome party for the contractors. We're all in our 20s and performers, so we're drinking. My friend, let's call him Kyle, because that is his name, and lead tech comes up to me during the party and says, "Man, I really like contractor Johnny, but Rob would not leave us alone. Now I'm not gay, but I'm bro as duck." And this, to me, was a cry for help from a bro, a man I had trained and I had spent a year seeing every damn day. So I brought the duck up and distracted the with drinks and lead the poor of the contractor dude on all night so Kyle could have skinny gay sex. The next morning I woke up on the floor with Rob spooning me. We got in the car to leave and I turned to Kyle and said, "I brought my wingman a game last night. You owe me." Kyle laughed and said, "I do not believe in watching out for each other. When I party everyone's on their own." To sum it up, gay Kyle is not a bro. My buddy was into this girl at a bar, so, needless to say, I kept her friend company, slept with her, got her pregnant, Now I have 14 more years of child support, blackmail, and abuse allegations left. He got her piss from the girl he was into. We both wish we would have just stayed home that night. I took my male friend to a gay bar with me to check it out and hit on the straight girls that come there to just dance. Usually they like that, even though they are at this place where no one should be supposedly interested in them at the bar. This sensitive straight guy is there. It does not hurt that both have been drinking. Anyway, we approach this group of girls and I put on the love your shoes plus here's my straight friend who came out to support me but now wants to dance with someone routine. Instead of being flirtatious and jovial he starts going on and on about his mother. Needless to say, they promptly walked away. Being a wingman is tough work sometimes. One of my best friends is super outgoing and better looking than I am, and was unknowingly one of the worst wingmen I have ever had. I remember one night there were at least 5 different times where I would be talking to a girl, he would join the convo, and 10 minutes later he was grinding the said girl on the dance floor. The most frustrating thing was that he has a girlfriend that has very committed to, so he was not even looking to hook up. I called him out on it after that night and ever since then has been the best wingman I could ask for. He legitimately did not realize that he was cock-blocking me left and right. I promised my best friend I would find him a girlfriend. I ended up being that girlfriend. Worst wingwoman? Not necessarily worst, but probably laziest. I introduced my friend 6 times. 6. In college my roommate befriended a little cutie from Minnesota in his biology class. She would come to our dorm, with an open floor plan no privacy, to study. It was obvious my roommate wanted to smash. We commenced to come up with a plan to do so. He and I decided we'd invite her and others to our dorm to drink, and see if he could manage to find his way back to her dorm to crush it after things winded down. Things go well. We all drink a lot. I think the 6 of us killed 3 cases of natty. Our neighbors leave our dorm, leaving only my roommate, the girl, and myself. I was very drunk. I quickly passed out. My roommate decided to roll the dice and attempt to have sex with this girl a mere 5 feet away from me. I woke up at maybe 3 AM to rhythmic thumping of a bed frame. Though shaken, I was facing them. I played it cool and feigned sleep until he could wrap things up. I'm proud I didn't alert them of my consciousness. It's never okay to cock block. Once during pilot training I was on lead's wing, doing practice maneuvers and the like. It happened to be around noon, and one of the maneuvers involved relatively high angles of bank. Sure enough, I lost visual contact with lead in the sun during a high G turn. I broke out, like we were trained to, but then it took about 10 minutes to get back into formation. 10 minutes is a long time when you only have an hour or so to do all your formation work, and it was a big debrief item for me. Read. Getting yelled at, and that was my worst wingman moment. This one was not at all my fault, but probably one of the funniest things to ever happen to me. So about a year ago my friend and I got dragged by a few girls from class to this malarkey tea country bar / line dancing club. I'm hanging out with them in the general vicinity of the dancer floor and a girl taps me on the shoulder and asks if I want to dance. I'm not single, so I tell her I'm taken, and she moves on. Not 10 minutes later another girl taps me on the shoulder and asks the same thing. I assume I stand out because I'm one of the only guys there not wearing a John Deere hat and a plaid shirt tucked into my jeans. I tell her I'm taken and she leaves me alone. My buddy with me, who was also bored as hell, was single at the time, so I decide to try and send someone his way if any other girls want to dance with me. Sure enough another girl taps me on the shoulder and I begin the sentence, hey, I'm taken, but you should talk to my friend over here. Unfortunately my friend only hears me say I'm taken ... sees me point to him, and he gets the wrong idea. Before I finish the sentence he immediately puts his arm around me and says in the most stereotypically gay voice possible, oh, I'm sorry honey, he's with me. The girl just stares blankly at us for a few seconds and goes, good for you guys. Totally buying it. My only regret is that we doubled over laughing before the girl even turned around. Here may be the best wingman ... My friend got a new place and was having a party. So there is this super cute girl there and I start to chat her up. The thing is that she had a very clingy, ugly friend who was one of those chicks who is bitter because men would not give her a pounding because she is a bitter fat chick. So I'm talking to this girl. She is giving me the let's duck now vibes and I was stoked. She was invited to the party by a friend of hers and asked me if I live there. I look over at my buddy and he proceeds to tell her how I live here. My room is the one on the right. Then turned to the fat chick and tried to distract her as we were walking to my friend's room. The fat chick grabs the girl and tries to pull her away saying let's go. My buddy proceeds to step in and yet again distract the girl long enough for us to get into the room and get down to the business. So we are going at it and I hear sporadic pounding on the door and whatnot. Find out later that the girl was trying to get in to stop us and my friend was a physical barrier between her and the door. My friend literally fought off a fat chick so I could get laid. TLDR. I was ducking a chick. Fat friend tried to bust in and stop it. My wingman put himself between the fat chick and the door to stop her. If you are reading this, you made it until the end of the video. There is no more after this. Click the thumbs up button since you liked the video because you made it until the end. On screen there should be some more videos similar to this. So either go do something else or watch another video. That's it. I do not know why you are still here. What are you waiting for, a secret message or something? Okay. Are you ready? The message is subscribe for 2 quality videos every day. Yeah, right, no, I know. What kind of message are you expecting though? This is a YouTube channel.